Hello, everybody.
What?
As we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to stop by and just say thank you for your extraordinary service to you, your family. The sacrifices that all of you made to protect our country is something that will always be honored. And we are very grateful, and we also happen to welcome you with the 70-degree day in D.C., which doesn't always happen around here.
That's the first time I've seen a president, former or current, greet an honor flight, and that is absolutely amazing. A commander-in-chief, a leader who's going to show up and tell you that your service was worth something. I think that's the important part, so I think it was a great thing that happened.
Last time I got to see a president, it was Gerald Ford.
How about that?
Happy Veterans Day from the ex-Al-Qaeda guy. Imagine being a veteran and watching the ex-leader of Al-Qaeda, and I mean this quite literally. Only a couple years ago, he had a $10 million bounty on his head from the U.S. government.
What President Obama did shouldn't be amazing, but it is. And that is exactly how every single veteran we have here in the United States should be treated every single day, not just on Veterans Day. And I am the proud granddaughter of a veteran of World War II. And this, I know I'm very emotional, but thank you, President Obama, for doing this and recognizing their service.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this video on my FYP, and lots of whiteys are celebrating Obama and how he came and surprised those veterans in that honor flight, okay, during the Veterans Day. And it actually brought a lot of tears in the eyes of a lot of people. Like, so many people didn't believe Obama could do that. A lot of people actually said that, you know, this is the first time they are seeing a president, okay, or even past president, you know, as veterans, okay. And some of them were super in tears. So many of them actually confessed, okay, that this is exactly what the country needs, okay. And veterans should be celebrated and not talked down on, okay. Well, let's take a look at some of the clips I've gathered for you guys, then I'll come back with the commentary. I know this is coming late, but happy Veterans Day to all veterans out there who fought for the peace and, you know, for everything for the country. You guys are the real deal. Okay, let's go ahead, watch the clips I gathered for you guys, and I'll come back with more commentary. Credit to all creators of this video. Let's go watch.
This is my president.
Everybody,
What?
as we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to stop by and just say thank you for your extraordinary service to you, your family. The sacrifices that all of you made to protect our country is something that will always be honored. And we are very grateful, and we also happen to welcome you with the 70-degree day in D.C., which doesn't always happen around here.
That's the first time I've seen a president, former or current, greet an honor flight, and that is absolutely amazing.
Sometimes I feel like this country took this man for granted compared to what we have now. That man would never. That man did a whole speech and boasted about himself and his administration and what he felt like was good for everybody. And this man is not even president anymore, and he still is doing the duties that some presidents have not done in years. Still honoring people, carrying yourself with dignity. Like, it makes me sad to think that that is the man that's representing us. It makes me sad. And it makes me miss him. Damn, I miss that man. I hate that man in office now.
Hey, just so we're clear, MAGA, your guy will never ever make people feel like this.
Hello, everybody.
What?
As we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to stop by and just say thank you for your extraordinary service to you, your family. The sacrifices that all of you made to protect our country is something that will always be honored. And we are very grateful, and we also happen to welcome you with the 70-degree day in D.C., which doesn't always happen around here.
That's the first time I've seen a president, former or current, greet an honor flight, and that is absolutely amazing. A commander-in-chief, a leader who's going to show up and tell you that your service was worth something. I think that's the important part, so I think it was a great thing that happened.
Last time I got to see a president, it was Gerald Ford.
How about that?
Never.
On Veterans Day, we're supposed to honor the brave men and women who put their lives on the line for this country, but Donald Trump simply can't do that. He just had to make this speech all about himself and, of course, spread a few lies while he's at it. Take a look at this.
Veterans, we have a 92% approval rating. We took that up from 38% from a certain previous administration that we won't mention.
A 92% approval rating. That's a lie so big you can see it from space. It's unbelievable. Donald Trump's not using Veterans Day to honor the veterans. He's using it to honor himself. His ego is out of control, but the crazy part is he expects people to believe this nonsense instead of reality, polls, and actual data. We're currently 295 days into Donald Trump's second term, and he has a 39% approval rating. That's, of course, nowhere near 92% like he's trying to claim, but over half of all Americans blame him directly for making their lives worse. The contrast here is crazy. Today, Barack Obama surprised a flight of veterans as they they were entering DC, shaking all of their hands and saluting them. He looked them in the eye and honored their service with genuine gratitude and respect. That is leadership. You can feel the difference here. One man uses veterans as a backdrop for his own ego. The other one shows up to shake their hands and salute them. One of them makes everything about himself. The other one knows it's not about him, it's about them and the country they protected.
See, if there's anything I've actually seen a lot of people talk about Obama is the way he cares about his own people. Is the way he honors his own people. And no wonder a lot of Americans still miss his presidency, even though he has not been president for maybe for the past 10 years or more, right? But this man has always find a way to still make people, smile, put a smile in their faces and all that. Just take a look at what he did at that flight, okay? This is the first time some of those people are seeing a president in real time, and he didn't condemn them. He came to surprise them and say thank you to them for all their services, for everything that they've rendered to the unity and the peace of the country, for fighting for the country and all of that. And that was exactly what they needed to hear on that day, to celebrate them on that day, not to talk down on them, not to make them feel like they're nothing or their years of services was nothing. The country might be so tough right now, but somebody needed to tell them, give them a word of encouragement to make them feel like they are still worth it, and everything that they have done is still very much seen and also appreciated by the country. Okay, a lot of MAGAs are reacting to it. A lot of people are reacting to it, not just MAGAs. People are talking about how they miss Obama's presidency and how he has always been in their hearts, and they miss him, and they love him so much. People are sharing their own take, but I would love to hear your own take. Okay, so let's just keep watching, but don't forget to drop your own thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to drop your thoughts and also like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep watching, guys.
We've been in a clusterfuck of a nation and leader after leader who has either been incoherent, accused of having dementia, not been in his right mind for so long. I forget what a real human leader looks like.
As we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to stop by and just say thank you for your extraordinary service to you, your family. The sacrifices that all of you made to protect our country is something that will always be honored.
It's Veterans Day, and we have two scenarios happening right now. We have President Barack Obama, which did the stately thing to do, which was greet veterans and surprise them on a flight. Then we have Donald Trump, who doesn't know the words to God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside. Tells the veterans that they should die without complaining.
Dear God, he said, we ask only this, that if we die, we must die, and we as men would die without complaining, without pleading.
And is just basically running this country into the ground. And I say this because since 2016, really, our nation has been one dumpster fire after another of not really having faith in a leader, not really believing in a leader, in his capacity to lead, in his coherency, whether he's mentally sound. And obviously Biden wasn't as bad as Trump, because Trump is ridiculous and is ushering in all the hate in the world. But under Biden, we still were like, do you know where you're at? Do you know what you're doing? And that was evident when he didn't let Kamala Harris run from jump and, did the whole presidential election. But seeing Obama greet these veterans and seeing how happy they were and seeing how he speaks to people, regardless of race, regardless of religion, regardless of class, and seeing how we have Dementia Donnie in office, and seeing how he speaks about poor people, how he speaks about black people, how he speaks about anyone who isn't his billionaire friends or the ladies with their faces too shot out with filler at Mar-a-Lago. It just sucks. It sucks not to be inspired by a leader. Not to say politicians actually ever really give a fuck about us in the way that I want it to be, but there's still something to be said about believing in someone. This is why Zohar Mamdani won the New York election. There's a certain aspect of believing in him and ushering in change, and believing that he'll fight for the people, and believing that he understands what it means to be an average New Yorker.
It's Veterans Day, and what I'm about to tell you is absolutely disgusting. While America is supposed to be honoring all veterans who served, Donald Trump's government is erasing some of them. And yes, you guessed which ones. See, this week, the United States quietly removed a memorial in the Netherlands that honored the more than 1 million black soldiers who fought in World War II. The display stood at the American Cemetery in Margraten, where 8,000 U.S. U.S. troops are buried, including 174 African Americans. Now, one of the panels told the truth, that black soldiers didn't just fight the Nazis, they fought segregation in their own ranks. They built airfields, drove supply trucks, dug graves, and liberated Europe while still being denied equal rights at home. Now those panels are gone. No notice, no ceremony, just disappeared. The Trump administration's excuse? Routine rotation. But there's nothing routine about erasing history, especially the parts that make America uncomfortable, and especially the week leading up to Veterans Day. And it just happens to come after complaints from far-right groups like the Heritage Foundation, who say the military should stop dividing soldiers by race, even though those soldiers were treated differently. See, on Veteran Days of all days, this is how Trump chooses to honor service, by pretending some service didn't count. So remember this, the men who stormed beaches, flew planes, and built bridges for freedom all deserve to be remembered. Because erasing their story doesn't make America prouder, it makes America smaller.
Take a look at the comments of some of these people. A lot of people have so many things to say about today's video. So someone said, it's unfortunate, this unfortunately has to be old because it's 44 degrees in DC today. We in DC freezing. However, President Obama is the best president ever. Okay, so somebody now replied to the comment and said, he said as we approach Veterans Day. Okay, so this happened 11/5, but okay, if you feel this is old, it's not old. Okay, that's on the 5th of November, I guess, so it's not. I don't care what anyone says. Barack and Michelle were a real deal. Class act. Can't wait for his library to open next spring. Okay, so a lot of people actually, you know, very much okay, happy with, you know, him and Michelle, their presidency and all that. So many people actually, this one said this was the best president in American history. Everybody just need to get over the hate and the rate to the seas and admit it. So this one said he carries himself beyond dignity, beyond grace, beyond honor. What President Obama shows is something words can, you know, hardly define. True strength wrapped in humility, respect, and integrity. He doesn't just lead, he embodies leadership. Every gesture, every word reflects character and compassion. That's what makes him unforgettable, not just as a president, but as a man who leads with heart. So another person said this expression on the elderly man's face was priceless. The current occupant has no clue what dignity is. Anyway, this one said people don't understand that the Lord put President Obama in place to show the goodness of this country. Then he handed it over to Satan. Oh my God, I have some cough. Okay. So that he could appoint the person that's in the White House now to show the opposite way of how to govern a country. Why am I even laughing? Oh my God, guys, you know I'm just recovering from my ears, right? Oh my God. So this one said they didn't have to agree with Obama, but the veteran respected him because of what he stood for, and that is true valor. I miss that damn man so much. Anyway, this one said, well, why you got me tearing up? We miss you, President Obama. I was so honored to have served under my honorable commander-in-chief, Obama. When I saw that, tears came to my eyes. I don't care what anyone says about Obama. He's loving, respectful, and shows kindness to all. Anyway, I will never forget when caskets were coming overseas, and he stood there at salute until all caskets had been unloaded. Every time Obama does something like this and he goes public, he takes a 3 days off the current POTUS assistant. Oh my God, how do you guys actually get some of these comments that you guys drops? Like, how do you get it? It's like you guys have another school where they teach you how to drop comments in videos. Oh my God. So someone said, I'm Mexican living in the US since 1989, and President Obama has always been my favorite. And yes, he deported 3.1 million people, but he did it letting our people have the dignity of a court hearing and due process. And us Latinos, we are sorry he's gone. A man with class, dignity, with a beautiful family. I wish he could run for president again, or his wife. I love her too. Wow. I will always and forever miss President Obama. I will always and forever miss Obama family representing the US. President Obama also stood at scenes in the freezing cold at 3 in the morning on a tarmac or to welcome fallen soldiers home. Wow. Trump golf, okay? Well, a lot of people had a lot to say, and what I loved so much about the whole thing was how he made these veterans feel. So I love how he made a lot of them feel. So many of them have never met a president all their life, and having to meet like a former president, they said they've never met any president. That was the first time they had seen a president, past of present in the first time of their life. And that was so humbling. Okay, if you actually didn't take time to watch that video, maybe you should go back again and watch that video. Okay, you're going to see how those veterans, a lot of them actually felt so happy. So even though many of them might not have, you know how politics play, right? But at the end of the day, they were super excited that they get to be celebrated and appreciated. And that was one of the things that stood out for me. I felt so happy for them, and also it was humbling at the same time. Like I saw people actually shedding tears, right? A lot of creators and people dropping comments like, I shed a tear or two, because of this. It's even more upsetting knowing that Harris would have been just as appreciative and noble, okay, towards veterans, okay. Wow, I need him back in office. I need the kindness, dignity, professionalism, and intelligence back in that damn office. He is and always will be my greatest president ever. Those soldiers were very excited and surprised to see him. Their heart jumped for joy. Did you see their faces? Someone said, I've cried 3 times this morning watching Obama's videos. He genuinely is a good person. So this one said, he taxed the rich is why he is hated. He was a good president. Well, let me find out our president about to come back. If our president is about to come back, okay, they want him back by all means, right? But I doubt if Obama will ever want to be president again. He's already a president and he did his people good and they loved him. So I doubt if he wants to do that, right? But everyone just kind of miss him. Well, I'd love to hear your own take as well, guys. What do you think about, Obama and appearing, at the flight, okay, with this people, these veterans, and how excited these people looked. If you didn't really watch that video, you need to go take your time and watch that video back again. But it was really a very beautiful thing to behold. And yeah, it's worse, right? But drop your own take with me in the comments. I really love to read from you. Credit to all creators for this video, and I look forward to seeing you all on my next. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all on my next video. Bye guys.